The meatballs, you guys, are so tender. They're so delicious. I'm telling you, cook your meatballs in the pasta sauce. Don't fry them. Do not put them in the oven. They're so freaking amazing. This is also my jam. I love to make a meatball sandwich. I just love meatballs. I'm a meatball gal. I'm a carb gal. I'm Italian. I love the shit out of some carbs. Like, hands down, carbs are my, yeah. I will never, ever give up carbohydrates. We're gonna take some sauce. And we're gonna pour it over my meaty ball. This is like a little meatball sandwich. Smusher. It's so good. We are going to start the sauce. My fresh basil from the garden that I freeze in olive oil in these mini ice cube trays. We'll do one more. All right, you guys, so now that those olive oil and basil cubes are melted, we're gonna add in 2 green bell peppers and a little bit of an onion that I had left from my garden. So all I'm doing is just breaking down the veggies. They take about 5 minutes in the pan. Now that the veggies are translucent, you guys, in the pan, we're gonna go ahead. I have whole peeled tomatoes. I'm gonna actually have another bag in my sink just in case if I wanna add more. And then we have tomato sauce that I can from the garden. Tomatoes, oh, that hurt, damn it. Too many critters. Don't try this at home, kids. All right, so we're gonna do 1 jar of tomato sauce and we're gonna add this in. All right, you guys, so we're adding, I think my jars are 8-ounce jars for the tomato paste, and I add an entire 8-ounce jar of tomato paste. And then looking at this, I definitely think I'm going to have to food mill the bag of tomatoes in my sink to add to the sauce so I can get it a little bit higher because we're actually gonna cook our meatballs in the sauce raw. So I do not like to fry my meatballs. I don't like to put them in the oven. So here are those tomatoes. Turn the light. Okay, I got a little bit of water in here, but we're just gonna kind of drain some of it out. Not all of it. I want to keep a little bit in it just because I do want some of that liquid to go into my tomato sauce, or spaghetti sauce, excuse me. So while it boils down, it'll kind of boil down and it will obviously evaporate. And then the spaghetti sauce will thicken, as well as cooking the meatballs. I pour my tomatoes right on in my food now. And this is what I do with my tomatoes to make tomato sauce, tomato paste. I just got one that's just a little frozen still, not too bad, but the peel's in here. So you can kind of see that. And on the bottom, and yes, it's a workout. But I promise you, if you make spaghetti sauce like this, you'll never go back. And the freshness, you can't even compare to a jarred sauce. You have yourself some fresh homemade tomato sauce. Fresh tomato sauce. Excuse me, like I said earlier, words are really, really hard today. Being sick is no fun. I'm really freaking over it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna bring this to a boil now, and I will allow this to boil on medium-high heat for about 10 minutes. Immersion blender, my best friend, say hey to her. Best wedding gift. Thank you, Marcia and Jerry Spetz. Here we go. I do not like to take away my acid, so if you want to add that 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda, be my guest. I like to add sugar, so that's what my grandma did. Sauce, that's what her recipe calls for. And we're gonna stir those back on, throw our meatballs. Yeah, I definitely forgot. So make sure you guys soak your bread in your milk. I totally forgot to do that. That is my bad. So this is what I like to do. Here is a meatball, and we are just gonna drop it right in. I made chopped cheeses last night, so I still have a patty of ground sirloin that I'm just gonna add in there. A pound of ground pork, and about a pound of ground hamburger. Some of the hoagie bread, the homemade hoagie bread that I made left, so I'm just going to break it up. Some whole milk, I'd say about 1/2 cup. My favorite seasonings. Grate some fresh parm. Since I have some leftover mozzarella, we are going to shred it and put it in here. Get on your mixing gloves and you mix. Oh boy. I normally let my bread soak in the milk first, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot. I should have made a bigger bowl. Definitely should have got a bigger bowl. Wipe down your workspace, always, you guys. So this actually made quite a bit of meatballs, you guys, so I'll probably roll only half of these, and then I'll roll the other half and freeze them. My cast iron pan top, just because the top that I have for this has a lip and an edge, so I can't really get the airflow that I'm needing. So I like to put my cast iron pan top, and if you can kind of see here that gap, and that's what I want. And then I'll keep stirring this every hour, every half an hour, just checking on it, and then this will be simmering all day until we eat this for dinner tonight.